As of late yesterday, the CDC announced that the CDC cruise program is no longer. What does this mean for cruisers? Plus, Go Travel has some cabins aboard Wonder of the Seas out of Port Canaveral for this November, December at some crazy rates. You don't want to miss this. We'll be discussing all the deals and the features of this brand new ship. Welcome to Tuesday Travel Chat.
There's been a lot of news today or last night from the CDC at 5 o'clock. They sent out a wonderful notice. The CDC has stated, I will read it verbatim. CDC has worked closely with the cruise industry, state, territorial, and local health authorities, and federal and seaport partners to provide a safer and healthier environment for cruise passengers and crew. Cruise ships have access to guidance and tools to manage their own COVID mitigation programs. What has happened is this means that the agency CDC has translated to a voluntary program for CDC and COVID-19 mitigation on cruise ships. This has been offering safety measures and recommendations for testing and vaccinations. Cruise lines opted into the program, agreed to follow those recommendations. Well, yesterday, they are going to keep the CDC said on its website that it will keep giving testing recommendations for cruise ship operators and that vessels will keep reporting cases to the agency. The change comes as capacity and occupation levels on the ships have ramped back up more than 2 years after the pandemic shut the industry down.
Okay, it's a lot of words, What does it mean, Bob?
Basically, what it means is that they are not going to be, the cruise ships, as we understand it, are not going to be required to report every single detail. The CDC is not going to oversee it. Here, I think it's more important. What doesn't it mean? It doesn't mean that the cruise ships are getting rid of vaccination requirements. It doesn't mean they're not getting rid of pre-testing. The cruise lines have the option to run their own show now. And I personally don't think you're going to see a lot of changes in terms of the requirements for vaccinated guests or for the pre-testing in the near future. Royal Caribbean submitted a statement that says, we are waiting for final recommendations and guidance from the CDC, which we expect in the coming days. And on review, they will adjust current protocols and provide customer guidance. In other words, they don't know either. And Princess yesterday sent out something before the CDC notice went out saying that they are now going to accept up to 10% of the guests as unvaccinated. So that I guess Princess might have had an inkling of something that was coming, but it does not mean that unvaccinated guests will be accepted on board. It's going to be a limitation. But we will keep you involved. We will keep you informed. We will keep you up to date as to what the requirements are.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of buzzing about this. I mean, the last 15 hours has been just headlines everywhere, mostly within the travel news, not so much on the big news. But this does mean a lot as it's opening up the control to the cruise lines. They're less restricted by what the CDC is, guiding them to
exactly. And I think they're all analyzing it. They're looking at, the COVID variants that are out and how they're affecting their ships and how they're affecting their passengers. So, it's basically status quo. They just don't have a strong government oversight at this point, just recommendations from now on.
Yeah. So we just keep our eye out for changes. Yes. Nothing major yet as far as how it's going to impact you, the cruiser.
Right.
But we will see, I think probably over these next few days, more clarification from cruise lines because they don't want people confused following all this news.
As of right now, all we can tell you is, yes, you have to be tested 2 days before. And unless you received an exemption, yes, you have to be vaccinated to sail on a cruise. Even if they do change it all, Canada is still requiring every guest to be vaccinated on a cruise.
Well, now that we have that crazy news out of the way because it just happened, welcome to Tuesday Travel Chat. We are Go Travel. I have here with me some guests. Again, I'm Julia from Go Travel. We've got Susan Bales, the founder and owner of Go Travel. Say hello, Susan.
Hello.
Okay. We also have Megan, who is our support coordinator. She works with all of our travel advisors. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
And of course, we have Bob Cook, who you see regularly on the show.
Yes.
Okay. So we're here today to talk about Wonder of the Seas. Royal Caribbean, Port Canaveral. This is big for Orlando, Central Florida people, or people that are visiting Central Florida and want a great vacation without having to head down to Miami.
Right. Well, it's showing the importance of where Port Canaveral is coming in the cruise industries. We're going to talk about the Wonder in a minute, but I just want to say that we're seeing many more ships coming to Port Canaveral now. MSC is here. Carnival, of course, is here. NCL is bringing 3 ships in next year, which is unusual. They're going to be not all year round, but they're bringing 3 ships in. So it shows the importance of what Port Canaveral is to the cruise industry. Second largest cruise port in the world. So it's very important in terms of passengers. But now the Wonder of the Seas, the reason it's exciting. Largest cruise ship in the world. It's a slightly modified version for those of you who remember the Oasis of the Seas, the Allure of the Seas, and the Harmony of the Seas that have all sailed from Port Canaveral. This is slightly larger. They've done a few enhancements with the suite area for guests. They've done a few different changes on restaurants because they're always tweaking their ships.
Exactly, Bob. We are about to get into all of that, but let's do a little teaser video so that you know exactly what we're talking about. And then we're going to go straight into the deals because let's not wait. Let's talk about the deals that we have on hand. That's the recent teaser video that Royal Caribbean has put out. But hey, let's get straight into the deals. And then we're going to talk about the ship if you're not familiar with all the brand new features that are on Wonder of the Seas. We love this ship. It's just an awesome ship. It's brand new. Okay, but if you're ready to cruise this November, December from Port Canaveral on the newest Royal Caribbean ship,
newest Royal Caribbean biggest ship, newest, brightest.
Yeah.
And it hasn't even been christened yet. Its christening is actually happening in Port Canaveral on November 9th.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yes.
Let's talk about November 27th, Bob.
November 27th, a nice way to recuperate after Thanksgiving. Good way to go to the islands, do some Christmas shopping, some pre-holiday shopping. But the deal is exceptional. It's Nassau, Jamaica, and Labadee. And this is a Western Caribbean cruise. It's not going to Mexico, but it is going to the Western Caribbean of Nassau, Jamaica, and Labadee, and Labadee's their private port. $1,544 is the price, and their current price, that's $1,544 is current Royal Caribbean price, non-refundable deposit. So if you put the deposit down on Royal Caribbean, you will lose $100 if you have to cancel if you have to change it. You will lose the full deposit if you cancel it. Our price is $1,217 a person, which is refundable up until 91 days prior to sailing. So if something happens between the time you book and before final payment, you get all your money back. But $1,217 a person for an ocean view balcony. You have to be careful if you're checking us out. When you go to Royal Caribbean, you want to make sure that you go all the way down to Ocean View because their balcony cabins start at Central Park or Boardwalk, which are interior facing balconies. Ocean View means you're looking at the ocean and that's it. So you have to make sure you compare apples to apples, but your savings on that is over $300, which is pretty darn good.
Let's hit December.
December 4th. December 4th is a nice, you don't have 7 nights to go away. This is a great cruise. It's 3 nights going to Coco Cay, perfect day at Coco Cay and Nassau. Balcony 701 from Royal Caribbean, non-refundable. Our price $659. Again, ocean view balcony. This is a short cruise because the next 2 sailings after that our 2-day sailings, that you're introducing the ship to the trade. So that's where we're going to be on it and doing hopefully some broadcast from there.
And by the way, just if you want to get in on these deals, go to gotravel.com and we'll connect you with a specialist and they will walk you through all of these.
Yes. We'll get you on board. Now, these are all double occupancy. If you want triple occupancy or occupancy for 4 people, please let us know, and we will be able to price that for you. But these are all based on 2 people in the cabin. Next we have is December the 11th. We're going back to the Eastern Caribbean. We're going to St. Martin, St. Thomas, and Coco Cay.
Over $500 in savings per person here.
Exactly.
Amazing.
$929 for a balcony compared to $1,579. That's actually $650 savings per person, not per cabin, per person. All right. Then we have, that's December 11th. Now we go to something a little different because the holidays are coming up. The December 18th sailing is only 6 nights going to Costa Maya, Cozumel, and Coco Cay. I want to tell you something interesting about this cruise. This is one of the few cruises that the Wonder of the Seas for the first 5 months out of Port Canaveral is going to go to Costa Maya and Cozumel on a Western Caribbean sailing. So for that, we have a price of $885. That is it's over a $500 savings compared to the $1,418 that Royal Caribbean is charging. Ocean view balcony. I can't reiterate that enough. If you're comparing it, it's
not the promenade balcony. It's not the boardwalk balcony. We're talking about the ocean view, which is very popular.
Right. You're not listening to people partying in Central Park. You're not listening to the carousel bell on the boardwalk balcony.
Those are fun cabins.
They are fun cabins.
But the traditional balcony.
Most people like it. It's a little quieter, and it's a gorgeous view. You get a very, very good weather report looking at out of the balcony. Now we have holidays. Holiday savings. A lot of people love to cruise at the holidays, and typically holiday pricing is very expensive.
Oh, for sure.
Inexpensive.
This is the one time you can get away.
Exactly.
Kids are out. Yep.
Exactly. So Eastern Caribbean, St. Martin, St. Thomas, Coco Cay. Royal Caribbean, $1,784. Go Travel, $1,471. That's over a $300 savings per person. And I neglected to say, most of these sailings have shipboard credit of about $50 a cabin on them.
Spectacular.
So we're paying you to cruise. We're giving you money, So, and the one thing I do want to say before we continue, if you're not booking now, if you think you're going to wait and prices are going to go down, no. So that's Christmas is the 24th, leaving Christmas Eve. Ho, ho, ho. Bring your gifts. Send them on board. New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve cruise, very, very popular. And this is unusual. The price that Royal Caribbean's offering for a balcony is $1,558 a person. We're $1,423. The one thing that's weird about this, in my opinion, I like saying weird, that's my New Jersey coming out. $1,423 is less than the Christmas cruise costs, which is usually New Year's Eve is much more expensive. And what's nice about this is you sail New Year's Eve, the next day you're cruising. You don't have to get up to go to a port. You can party on the ship. And Royal Caribbean, they'll be their second year after COVID. But I guarantee you they're pulling all the stops out for celebrating on board with special events.
And again, we have limited number of cabins.
Very limited.
So you need to get on this because otherwise they're going to be out very soon, because then we're going to move on to our January, February promotions where we have more space.
And the one thing we didn't mention, we do have in some cases interior cabins and ocean view cabins available, but I didn't want to put them on the pricing because the best value, the best deals are on the ocean view balcony. But if you do want to go to an interior cabin or an ocean view cabin with a window porthole, give us a call. If we have it, we'll give you the price. But our specialty is the balconies. And if you go on a balcony once, you'll never go back.
For sure. I mean, the pricing advantage on all of these different different cabin types, but those balconies, you can really feel the difference with that price difference. Right. That's crazy.
Definitely.
Well, we brought Megan and we brought Susan in today because you guys are big Royal Caribbean fans. I know both you and Bob just got off of Odyssey of the Seas. Right?
Ovation
of
the Seas.
In Alaska.
So you guys are fresh. As we look into these features today of the ship, you can maybe give us a little bit of your comments, just, because some of those features carry on between the ships. So let's take a look at what we've got going on today with Wonder of the Seas. So all kinds of cool new things. Look at that top of the ship. Really neat. Let's see. Move on to the next slide here, Megan. Let's see. Here's just a video. You can kind of see just an overview of what's going on this ship. The brand new ship, lots of fun colors, beautiful, out of Port Canaveral, of course. What do you love about Royal Caribbean, Mom, when you go on a ship?
Well, I like the Oasis type ships, which is going to be like Wonder, especially the Aqua show, all the divers.
Yes.
Mhm.
I like all the shows. I'm really into entertainment,
Yes.
and their entertainment is the best, I
Yes.
think, of any cruise line. So
Yes.
Well, we're
That's
going to
my
be
favorite.
getting into that entertainment because
Mhm.
they have that new diving show, Intense. I'm always
Yes.
in the very front row. I sit with all the kids in the splash zone, and that's my favorite part.
I've gotten to do that too now.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else we've got here. So on Wonder of the Seas, we have the pool deck and sports zone. They have a brand new Caribbean pool deck
Yes.
with
Oh.
all kinds of cool features. Let's take a look here. What do we have here? Move it along. Let's see. Oh, we've got a video here with the Caribbean pool deck. Some new bars, I
Mhm.
believe, with
Yes.
the cantilevered view bar.
Yes.
What do you remember, Megan, from the
I just think the everything to do like for kids, adults, there's something for everybody. So I think that's what is my favorite about Royal Caribbean and the bigger ships and being on a new ship and great pricing.
it's a nice little combo of everything.
Yes.
And also you can bring everybody. You can bring grandma, grandpa,
Yes.
Yes.
kids. You've got the maybe people that want something nicer, but they can go into the new suite neighborhood if
Mhm.
you want. Everybody can kind of have their own area of the ship and then get together for those meals throughout the day.
The suite area, this is new on the ship, the entire deck dedicated to suites. And they're beautiful. It's separate from a lot of people. There's a specialty dining room just for suite guests right on the same deck that they're located. And I have friends who sail in suites and I never see them on the cruise because they never invite me up. But it is beautiful. I have been in the suite area and they are lovely suites. And if you want to spoil yourself for a special occasion, indulge in a suite.
Love it. Here we've got Wonder Playscape. This is a brand new area for kids. Really cool. Like if you got the little ones, they have their own cool new area.
Yes.
Also the teens, there's a whole new, what is it called? Like Teen 100, Teen Zone 100.
Teen Zone 100, yeah.
And it's not just there's a kids club. There are very specific for every age range.
And let me just bring up one other thing about children. Royal Caribbean's taken the lead in dealing with children with special needs. And they have an autism program on the ship. So if your child does suffer from autism, they have specially trained counselors that deal with it. It's a whole program just for autism children. So Royal Caribbean takes care of everybody.
Awesome. Let's see what moving on to the next area over here, Megan. Wonder Dunes. That's the new
The mini golf.
mini golf.
It's changed from when they first introduced it. First introduced it with just a bunch of flat things and maybe one or two things. Now they have animated creatures, and I mean, look at the
Oh.
octopus. You know,
It's and in this picture, it doesn't even give it justice. It's
No.
way bigger than this one. Let's
It's
see what
very
else we
large.
have here, Megan. Okay. Oh, the fan favorites: Ultimate Abyss, Zip Line, and Flow Rider.
yes.
Have you tried the Flow Rider?
No, that's not what I do.
You've watched me.
But I've tried. I did climb the wall.
You did the
Oh,
rock
you
climbing
did?
wall.
I did rock climbing after a couple of screwdrivers and lots of encouragement.
How about yeah?
Zip line.
Oh, I hit a button. Turn it off.
I
Oh,
like the
we
applause.
we
The
we
only
have
time I
some.
get any type of accolade or laughs in here is if she hits a button. Anyway, no, what I was just going to say is
Yeah.
your father, Julia, you weren't living in Asia at the time, but your father was one of the first people to use the zip line on
Oh,
the
yes, I
Oasis of
remember
the
that.
Seas
Yes.
inaugural sailing.
We were
Yes.
yeah,
And
we were
he
on the
was
maiden
what,
voyage.
87 or 88 at the
He was in his,
time?
I know he's in
Yes.
his 80s.
Yes. And he, one of the first people up there, I'm doing it. And he did it and did it again. I just remember him doing that.
It's fun.
He was never afraid to do anything.
I know.
Let's see what else. Okay, let's see. We've got a close-up look at the Splashaway Bay. Again, more cool stuff for the kids. There's the surfing, some of those fan favorites.
The surfing has a funny story when they introduced it on another ship on the Freedom of the Seas.
Mhm.
And we were on the inaugural in Miami. And they did, it hadn't worked out all the issues with it yet. So they didn't know how to adjust the water to very fast or slow. Well, someone got on there, fell down, and his bathing suit went right off. All we saw was moon over Miami that entire trip, and they got him a towel in 30 seconds, but they adjusted the rush of the water.
It's
shot right off.
It's always fun to be
Yes.
sitting up in they kind of have an amphitheater
Yes.
style staging where you can check to see, okay, people grabbing their swimsuits trying to hold on that they're not giving
Yes.
too much of a show when they get. So bring a one piece,
Yes.
ladies. This is the
Yes.
best advice. Bring your Flow Rider swimsuit so that you are prepared, and for the water slides maybe
Yes.
too, because there's also the perfect storm. This leads right
Mhm.
into the perfect storm. Really cool slides. Was there another slide on that one?
Let's see.
Or back two? Let's see. Was there? I'm not sure, but some really cool slides. There's the Splashaway Bay. Then we
The
have the
Flow
slides.
Rider.
No, yep. Really cool slides, and the Ultimate Abyss, which is the dry slide that goes 6 decks.
6 decks down, exactly.
And so you don't have to even be a swimsuit. You just get on a little dry raft sort of thing. And if you want to switch decks, I mean, it doesn't work the other way.
If you did, you're in trouble.
And it's pretty cool. It's
Yes.
dark, and it's really
And I
neat.
think this is the first Oasis Class ship that it does have the slide on it.
The Ultimate Abyss.
The Ultimate Abyss.
And I remember when we did the interview with Captain Johnny.
Yes.
Check it out on our channel if you're interested. But we said, what's his favorite thing on Harmony of the Seas? And he said, you've got to do the Ultimate Abyss because it's really cool. Okay, let's see what else we have here. So we're moving on to dining. And I was talking to Megan before the show today, and
Yes.
Mason jar.
That's what I'm ready to go now.
Okay, so before we get into the Mason jar, tell us what piqued your interest about the Mason jar.
The chicken and waffles. It's like a country type restaurant. And so I'm very excited to try it.
I want the bourbon spiked milkshake. That's what I'm ready for. Let's check it out. Let's see what we've got going on. So the Mason jar, new to the brand. Actually, at the end of this video, we're going to watch a 2-minute video all about the Mason jar and kind of an introduction going into it. But it's just this Southern style. I mean, especially if you have a big night out partying it up with your drink package on the cruise. I think the next morning or
Chicken and
afternoon,
waffles.
Mason
Yes.
jar, get your milkshake, get your chicken and waffles, and you'll be ready to go, ready to hit the rock climbing
Yes.
wall. Okay, let's see what else we've got. There's the food. There we do. Now, Mom, would you eat any of this?
Sure.
Sure. Give it a try. Okay.
Chicken.
And there's live music as well. Let's see what else we have. And you can keep going here. Let's see. Okay, so this is new too, isn't it, Bob?
The Cantina Fresca, yeah, they have it on the other ships, but this is a little more of a variation on change. They're always updating and changing their Latin foods. So this is just a little slight upgrade from what they've had on board.
This shows that I've not cruised in a while.
Right.
I've not seen this one yet, so this will be cool. I'm sure they might have margaritas. Maybe not.
I've heard a rumor that they may serve 1 or 2 margaritas for special guests.
Excellent. Okay, Giovanni's Italian Kitchen and Wine Bar.
Always a favorite. Giovanni's always typically gets the highest rating of any of their a la carte restaurants. It's a wonderful meal that they keep bringing food out, just like it's like you're eating with an Italian nonna, grandmother.
Right.
Eat, mangia, and they just keep bringing stuff out for you.
Okay. I mean, if you really want your Italian, you definitely have it. On
Yes, and even some of the waiters are Italian.
Cool. Okay, specialty dining.
Central Park. They have Chops Grill. Chops Grill is their steakhouse, and it is an old-fashioned feeling chop house. And a chop house serves steaks and chops, and that's what they serve. Very high-quality meats, high-quality foods, prepared the way you want. It's a specialty dining experience, about 2 to 2.5 hours. And you're talking about prime meats that are hand-chosen by the chef from Chops.
Okay. And then we have a whole bunch of other ones. Let's see. Do we have slides dedicated here? Oh, there's the complimentary dining here.
Yes.
We'll jump back to that other slide here. And let's see. Okay. So we talked about Chops. Giovanni's. There's Izumi,
Izumi, yes.
which is on
Japanese.
a bunch of the ships.
Very
That
good.
really cool Japanese place. We've got the Mason. Oh, and Wonderland.
Wonderland
Yes.
is
I am dreaming of going to
fantasy
Wonderland.
world. They serve smoked eggs, which they bring it to you. It's in a glass dome, and when they lift it, the smoke just comes up, and the eggs are very delicately infused with the flavor of smoke. And it's all fantasy. The outfits, the clothes are designed tight. But one you skipped. I just want to go back.
Oh, sure.
Hooked Seafood
Oh,
is new. It's on one
Yeah,
ship
it's right
already.
here.
Oh,
It's
Okay.
listed.
Seafood
all right.
is seafood that Scott Joseph, who's a friend of mine, he's a food critic. He always says you should never eat seafood if you can't smell the sea. Well, you can smell the sea on this ship, but the seafood quality is fresh. It's brought on almost every port. So, and this is up above the solarium,
Okay.
overlooking the solarium. So, Hook Seafood's wonderful.
Well, and that fits with the solarium because over there you already feel like kind of a healthier
Mhm.
vibe
Yes.
over on that part of the ship.
Yes, definitely.
That's neat. Okay, so we're going to go to the complimentary venues.
Mhm.
Boardwalk Doghouse.
Yes, hot dogs.
Yes,
Wonderful.
this is
4
my
types.
favorite thing. If we go do a travel agent ship visit, I'm
You're at the hot dog place.
straight to the
yes.
hot dogs.
Yes.
I'm like, skip the lunch that they're gonna. Oh,
Mhm.
they're so good there.
Yes.
And then Cafe Promenade,
Mhm.
Coastal Kitchen.
Coastal Kitchen is the dining for suite and above guests on the ship. So it's a very healthy oriented, but it's designed for them. It's anytime dining for the guests, and you make your reservations through your genie, who's your butler or your genie, will make the reservations for you.
Great. So now moving on, what else we have here? We're
Bars
moving on
and
to the
lounges.
bars and lounges. Okay, let's see what we've got. The Sweet Neighborhood.
Yes,
Yep.
this is new to the Wonder of the Seas. These are the suites that are on there. They're all on one deck, but the suite lounge and the suite sun deck is brand new to the ship. It's exclusive. No fighting over trying to get a chair. It's a retreat. And if you are truly, most people who are buying suites typically are celebrating a special occasion. They may not be traveling with other people. They just want to get away themselves. And that's what this was designed for. It was designed to be a 5-star resort at sea within another 5-star resort.
Yes. So again, if you have that mix of family, or if you're just going on your own, but
Yes.
especially if you have a mix of people that want that elite feeling,
Yes.
and they would typically want kind of a different brand, this is a perfect way that they
Right.
can get all the pieces inside the
Yeah.
one cruise ship.
And the suites were beautifully designed.
And the family suite,
Oh, those are,
spectacular
Up to
with the slide. The kids can
yes.
move decks between. I mean, and there's a Lego wall.
Yes.
We're trying to
That's-
rebuild it, but I think at our house, but I think theirs is better.
That's right. Yeah, with Caleb. Yeah. I will tell you, if you're looking to get any type of suite like that, if you're not booking now for 2024, you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
Those disappear like that. It's funny. The most expensive cabins on a ship and the most economical cabins on a ship are the ones that disappear first. See, in between, we have lots of. It's the top and the most economical. You have to book early.
Well, let's check it out. What do we have here? So that was the Sweet Neighborhood. Now we have the View Bar.
Mhm. Brand new. They took a dead area on the ship.
Was it a hot tub before, or
No,
maybe-
it was just basically an open deck area that they've changed into the View Bar. Stern view on a ship is a beautiful place to sit. Celebrity has it. They've been doing it for quite a while. And I'm glad to see Royal Caribbean did this because when you're sitting on the back of the ship watching the wake go by and you're just maybe doing a gentle turn to go into a port, there's something very relaxing about looking at the birds that are following you.
Yeah.
It's you can sit there for hours and not be bored, which is good because then you buy more drinks.
Course.
Good for everybody.
Good for everybody.
Good for
Good
us.
for the
Good for Royal
stockholders,
Caribbean. There we go. Okay, let's see what else. Spotlight karaoke for kids and adults.
Yes, kids and adults.
Kids at heart.
Never empty. They've actually doubled the number of karaoke spots they do. Where it used to be maybe twice a day, it's now 4 to 5 times a day. You'll see karaoke people performing at midnight. You'll see people at 8 a.m. This is probably one of the most popular places aside from Sorrento's Pizza Bar on the ship, with 24-hour, almost 24-hour access for karaoke.
And then Playmakers Bar and Arcade. So this is the sports bar.
This is a sports bar. This is new. This is new to the ship. They're taking on the whole idea of a sports bar with multi-screens throughout the room. I don't think they take book on it, but I think you can watch games and just I believe there's a lot of craft beers they're going to be serving in here.
Yes, for
Lots
sure.
of craft beers. That's the big thing.
It's okay if you have the dude in your family
Yes.
or that's hesitant to go on the cruise
Mhm.
because no, I've got the big game, or no, but I can't have. Hey, you've got the beer, you got the craft beer. You could
Yes.
just live in there, just meet us for dinner, and there's a place for them.
Super Bowl, very popular, and they've always broadcast Super Bowl on the ship. So,
For me, the Gator games.
oh yeah,
I would always.
What's
I would
the Gator
always
game? I don't even what you
Gator
mean.
football.
You mean like UF?
Mhm.
Ah,
Yes.
okay. See, I'm not up on the lingo. I'm not.
if
And
you
we
said the
would
Shanghai
always be-
Steelers, maybe.
We would always be looking for somewhere to go, and it was like, oh, you had to go maybe here to see. Okay, well, what stations are they playing, or what stations are they playing? So it's nice having something that you can watch on multiple screens
Yes.
and multiple games at a time.
You can rely on it that you know that they're going to be playing all the big
Yes.
stuff at
That was our concern. We
And
weren't
this-
sure.
And the Seminoles too. Let's give fair play. I can't mention
Okay.
UF without UFC. So.
Does Oxford play on it?
Oxford, yes, they do. Yes. Oxford, Mississippi, or Oxford, England.
Okay, what else do we see on this ship? The lime and coconut. This is new too, isn't it? Or fairly
This-
new?
This used to just be called the pool bar.
Okay.
So it's up by the pool. Lots of citrusy drinks, lime and coconut, predominant things. Freshly made drinks, freshly made margaritas. You name it, they're making it. If it has an umbrella, you can get it.
All right. And then we have
Entertainment.
okay, ready to talk entertainment?
Yes, let's Susan. She's the expert.
I don't know what they're going to have. Look at that.
Oh, she likes the picture.
Yeah, what is
Uh,
that?
This is your favorite show. This is the Aqua show they're looking.
Oh,
What
they're
they're-
on.
There you
right
go.
So
now.
okay, so I know
Tightrope.
what's new though is the slacklining, because I know that again I watch they'll say this
You do.
play the same show 3 days in a 7-night cruise, and I will watch
Everyone.
2 nights and 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
I'll go back because it's that amazing.
Mhm.
It's worth the price of the cruise just to be in
Yeah.
that front row seat. You pay I don't know good amount of money to go to Cirque du Soleil to be front row, and
Yes.
you can do this like 7 times
Mhm.
during a 7-night cruise. So they've added those slacklining.
Yes.
Again, the Aqua Theater is a pool, this tiny little pool, but it turns into a stage and then it drops down and turns
Yes.
into a pool. And then the stage comes out. It is wild
In
technology.
20 seconds,
Amazing.
it does that.
Yeah.
And then they've got Olympic divers,
Yes.
amazing talent on board the ship. And this is just this particular show. They have aerialists, they have slackliners,
Mhm.
over the water, diving. I mean, it is, you don't know where to look. It's spectacular.
If you haven't been on a Royal Caribbean Oasis class ship cruise in about 4 years, the show has evolved. It used to just people diving, swimming, clowns playing down in the water, and that was it. Now it's a whole involved show with aerialists, trapeze artists that are also divers. It's just evolved into a show that was 30 minutes until almost 50 minutes now.
And I mean, you have synchronized
Yes.
swimmers, you have gymnasts, you have trampolines. I mean, it's all kinds. But this particular show, they've added the slacklining, so it's pretty cool. Let's see on to the next slide here. What else do we have? The original productions. So I did see some comments on Facebook, commenting, "Oh, they don't have the Broadway show on this ship, so I don't want to go. I'd rather go on." But they have some spectacular
Yes.
shows called Voices and 365
Mhm.
Seasons on Ice. So if you specifically want one specific Broadway show like Grease or something, go watch it somewhere else. But there's some amazing shows that you'll
Yes.
see on board with a similar style.
Yeah, this is the first time on the Oasis class that they haven't brought a full Broadway show on board.
I honestly don't like when when there's one because I feel I have FOMO. Oh, I'm going to be missing
Oh.
Grease tonight, but it takes
Yes.
good amount of time.
It is because it's a full production.
I would rather go do my 40-minute show over here, but then be able to go and catch the deck party and then be able to, go
Yes.
try all of the different bars and lounges and everything. And I being stuck for long periods of time on something I've already seen.
Well, what
Just
this
me.
did is by not taking that 2-hour slot, they're able to add 1 or 2 more shows.
Mhm.
Each are different.
Yes, you have these ice skating, beautiful Broadway, or not Broadway, but production type show. It's okay. Let's move on to the kids and teens. So we talked a little bit about this Social 100. That was the name. What did we call it? Teen 100.
Yeah.
We're not teens, so we forgot.
Yes.
Social 100. This is in all the photos. This is definitely if you have teens and they want the Instagrammable moment.
Yes.
Here's the Instagrammable moment. This awesome chessboard, life-size chessboard. They've got their mocktails. Definitely, they're going to come back with lots of Instagram content if they're allowed on Instagram.
Being on the Ovation just about 2 weeks ago, Social 100 is up by their sports deck, and Ovation's a slightly different ship, but the Social 100 was always filled, and you could only get into it if you were a certain age. No adults, but there were always kids in and out of it. Because I've never seen as many kids on a cruise ship as we did on the Ovation, but they were pretty well contained and socialized very well with each other.
It just looks like a really cool area. I wish I was a teen, but they won't let us in there, Bob.
Yeah, but you look like a teen.
I mean, we could try.
Not me. You definitely.
And then, of course, we have Adventure Ocean with all kinds of stuff for the kids.
Yes.
What else do we have here? Okay, moving on to accommodations, because we've hinted before. Look at this suite. Really cool. The family, the ultimate family suite. As Bob said, if you want this suite, start talking to us now for next year. There's that cool slide. You've got all kinds of really modern, fun chairs. Just a really cool place.
It is an indulgence. It's for kids and parents who think they're kids. You could. I mean, how many parents are going to go down that slide?
Lots.
Never know.
They'll pretend they're not.
Yes.
Okay, and let's see what we have. Any more photos here?
Loft suite.
Royal Loft Suite. That's a little bit more less loud on the colors.
Yes.
Little cooler look.
Baby grand piano, player piano, so you don't have to know how to play.
Again, you have a bunch of different rooms.
Yes.
In all of these type of suites. We're just showing you kind of some of the main areas.
And this is on the
Accessible.
corner. This suite is on a corner, so you have a view to the stern overlooking the ice show and things like that. Plus, you have an ocean view one side, plus an outdoor jacuzzi.
And here's the ocean view balcony that we've been talking
Yes.
about. That where we have space. This is what. This is the one. If you're not ready to indulge yet on the
Right.
big suites, this is the one that we have space. Lots of great deals. It's gorgeous, nice kind of bright colors, but subdued. Perfect setting for the ocean.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, any other comments today? We've kind of taken you a little bit on the tour of the wonder of the seas. Big features. We've got the mason jar. We have Wonderland. We have this amazing show, the brand new intense show for the Aqua Theater. We have what else? The other new? We've got the Sweet Neighborhood
Ice show too, don't they?
Yes, the
Still
ice show.
I love that.
The ice show. We have the Sweet Neighborhood, which is brand new
They have laser tag on now.
on Wonder of the Seas.
Yeah. They
don't even talk about
transformed
it.
The ice skating into the laser tag.
Oh, throughout the week. Yeah, there's all these
Oh.
fun little things
Yeah.
that they don't even they're not even yelling out anymore because there's all these little fun surprises as you
Well, we didn't discuss the casino for those adult children. Some people love a casino, and it's a very good size. I do want to mention one thing about this. I'm going back to our pricing.
Yes.
If you are a diamond member or higher, you can take a total of $250 off the cabin because you're a diamond member.
Oh.
So you have additional savings. So if the price is $2,000, you're going to go to $1,750. That essentially pays for your taxes.
Wow. Well, I want to review one more time the pricing here. So let's just see what We've got, so November 27, we have,
Sorry.
she's quick on the draw
Yes.
over here. She's quick on the draw. So we have November 27, 1217 per person for the balcony. December 4, 3 nights, $659 per person for that balcony. Moving to December 11th, 7 nights, $929 compared to $1,579.
Yes.
Crazy. And then December 18, $885 for a balcony. And December 24, this is your Christmas cruise, $1,471 per person for the balcony. And we have that New Year's Eve cruise, $1,423 per person. Amazing, amazing deals. And I just want to remind you, if you are looking into this and you would like pricing specifically for your cabin or for your group, just visit us at gotravel.com. You can get all of the details there. We've got a comment here from Element Service Solutions. Are any of these sailings available for employee incentive group travel, Bob?
Yes, they are. You would have to book it quickly because I do want to say these are very limited numbers. In most cases, we were only given a limited number of cabins to sell. So if you're looking to do something as an incentive for a Christmas party or something, call us now. We can get you on, and we'll take good care of you. We do a lot of incentives. We do a lot of groups on Royal Caribbean.
And more importantly, if you are looking to do an incentive or anything like that,
Yes.
you call us now and we'll plan more far out, because we can get group space and we have access to group space ahead of time, and we can build that and mold that
right
based on your preferences and your group needs. So just give us a call. We love doing
those
groups.
questions. Yes. Groups, we love them.
Well, this is all we have for today. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
And we're going to end on a little wander into the mason jar and explore it a little deeper. But in the meantime, we will see you right back here next Tuesday. All right. Until next time.
The idea of mason jar in a southern restaurant has been in our head for so long.
Everything we do is rooted in tradition, evolution, and revolution as we develop new ships and new concepts. The mason jar is a kind of test for us. It's a test around southern cuisine. It's a test around infused music in a venue that we've never really done before. So the combination, we call it entertainment, the combination of food and entertainment blending together in a really natural way.
What I love about being in the space is watching people really get into the food together. It becomes a family experience where, hey, you got to try a piece of the fried chicken, or you've got to try this pimento cheese. So we really want you to have a very traditional southern experience. As you walk into the mason jar, you're going to find this porch-like environment that we've tried to create with the beautiful views of the oceans. You get yourself a cocktail and you really feel relaxed.
Grandma's house, I think, is where really the inspiration ended up coming from. That warmth and that genuine southern hospitality that you get when you walk into your grandmother's house in any state in the South.
The art is vintage and it's found. We spent a lot of time picking eclectic art pieces. So you'll see pictures of Dolly Parton and Elvis and American baseball players from the 50s, and just the art really takes you into that like American setting.
Brunch is, it's a quintessential Southern meal period for family to get around to slow down for the week, to just sit and relax and share.
At brunch, we have things like a stuffed Elvis-style French toast with Nutella, peanut butter, and chocolate, topped with caramelized bananas and crispy candied bacon. It's absolutely delicious.
A home run is obviously the fried chicken. It's amazing. We call it Mima's fried chicken. It is buttermilk brined, which is incredible. And the crust is so crunchy. And then inside is just the most tender, delicious meat.
With Mason Jar, we knew it was going to be a bar and grill. One of the things we really like to do is put some kind of twist on classics. And when you think about the South, or you think about just American spirits, bourbon is the quintessential American spirit. You can't really have a Southern restaurant and not have a mint julep, tipping the cap to the Kentucky Derby. A twist on a Moscow Mule, we call it the Stubborn Mule, and like peanut butter and jelly old fashioned. Garnish it with a couple little peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with the crust off.
It's truly a wonderful experience with amazing food, great views of the ocean. Pipe in a little live music takes it to a whole different level.